Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 12 of the Orange Thumbstick podcast. I'm Dave, and as always, I'm joined by Russ. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Not bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, thank you. And Bobby, how you doing, buddy?
Too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Kids, episode 12 already.
Nice, gone
12
quick,
months of
12
podcasting.
months.
Very good. So, what you been playing then, Bobby? What you been playing recently?
Call of Duty World War II, Rocket League, Super Lucky's Tale, and what else have I been playing? My mind's been a little bit blank there, but that's all I can remember off the top of my head. Recently, more so, I've been playing more of Call of Duty, and obviously, like, we always play Rocket League. And I checked out Super Lucky's Tale, done a stream of it a few weeks back. Really enjoyed it, but that's all I can really think of, to be honest, guys. I've probably picked up a few others in between, but they're the three main ones this past month.
Cool. Russ, what about yourself?
Yeah, Super Lucky's Tale and lots of Assassin's Creed Origins.
You reviewed Super Lucky's Tale, I believe, didn't you?
I did,
It's on
mate,
the
yeah.
site now.
I did.
Okay, so people can go and check that review out. But the general, your general opinion of it was quite good. It wasn't too bad.
It's
Is that
quite
right?
good, nice family-orientated game, one to probably get for your kids for Christmas and sit and play it with them. A couple of little glitches here and there, like getting stuck halfway through the map, but you can quickly jump out of that, so nothing serious. But yeah, overall, it's an alright little title, that.
Okay. I've been playing a few things, to be honest. Most recently, obviously, Sonic Forces. So the review should be up on the site pretty soon, or depending on when this goes out, it might already be up on the site. I've also been playing some various Xbox One X enhanced titles as well, because the console's just come out. Yeah, so I've checked out Rise of the Tomb Raider. I've checked out Assassin's Creed Origins and a couple of others. So again, my review for the console will be out soon as well, if it isn't already by the time this goes out. So yeah, there's been quite a lot going on recently. Wolfenstein as well. My God, what a game! That game is absolutely fantastic.
Who said single-player games
You
were
two really
dead?
need to check that out. Yeah, and I made that clear in my review. There's been a lot of sort of focus on single-player games this year about how they're not as appealing, and games as a service is taking over. But man, Wolfenstein 2 is just completely just turned all that on its head. It's absolutely brilliant. So I urge everybody to check that out. It's a great game. Few bits of news to go through. A couple of them are quite big, in all fairness. IO Interactive, who are famous for developing the Hitman franchise, obviously got released by Square Enix earlier this year.
Yep.
Then they announced that they were going independent and going on their own. A lot of question marks were raised about the Hitman series, the franchise itself, where it was going to go, if it would remain. They've just come out and obviously released the Game of the Year edition of Hitman Season 1. And they've also announced that there is definitely a new Hitman in development. There isn't much on it at the moment, but what they've basically said, quote unquote, is that they've promised new franchise first for it, so new innovative gameplay styles for Hitman, but there'll be no further details until next year at some point.
Yeah.
Good news for Hitman, do you think? Think it's a
Oh, yeah,
franchise
of
that
course.
can stand the test of time?
I mean, a lot of these smaller development studios that get, sort of half picked up by publishers, and then they sort of get guided, don't they, what the publisher wants to see. So Square Enix obviously had a lot to say of what was going on within the Hitman world. IO could probably take it back to its roots, what it should be, and obviously they've said they're going to put some new ideas and stuff into it. So yeah, it'd be nice to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Bobby, are you into
hurt,
Hitman
obviously.
games?
Yeah, I've always been a fan. I've never been like a massive fan, but I've always tried to pick every Hitman game up and check it out. I'm a big fan of stealth games, even though I'm really, really bad at them. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to see what they do with it and see how it plays.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. As I say, I've said before that the season 1 was really good. It was almost a nod to Blood Money in a way with how it played. Really good.
There's a possibility there though
sticking
for Microsoft to pick them up, because Microsoft are looking for new studios, aren't they? And let's just hope it's not a case of once bitten, twice shy, because they would be an absolute asset for Microsoft to pick up as a studio to, and then turn Hitman into an exclusive series for the Xbox One. That would be a massive coup, wouldn't it? Getting that.
Yeah, yeah, that would be absolutely huge. The only issue with that would be they'd have to throw a lot of money at them to do that to make it exclusive. Because I mean, Hitman originally was, I mean, its console home was the PlayStation 2, wasn't it? Originally, the first one was PC only, and then Hitman 2
Hmm.
launched on PlayStation 2, and it was famously a PlayStation brand up until Xbox came out. But yeah, you're right. It's a massive opportunity. They could really throw some money at that and make it exclusive. It'd be huge.
Yep.
Um, Sticking on studios going their own way and being taken over by corporate publishers, etc. EA have just announced they've purchased Respawn.
They have. Yep.
I want to get your opinions on this because I'm a little bit confused by it. But Respawn are EA are publishing Titanfall and Respawn games. They've got a Star Wars game coming out.
Hmm.
What is the point in buying them?
It's so they own Titanfall, because they didn't own Titanfall, did they? EA. Titanfall was Respawn's game, so when they buy it, they buy the IP for Titanfall as well.
Do they though? Because
I believe so.
I mean,
Yeah.
the agreement is that well, I thought the agreement was they've just bought Respawn and that's it. I thought the IP still hung on to Respawn, a bit
again,
like
just be
Hitman
some
with
of
IO.
that creative control for EA though, like we spoke about with Square Enix and IO a minute ago. EA get the clause in, because I believe it's going to be the name suggested is Respawn EA. It's a bit of a weird one. So that they've just binned off Visceral as well. There must be a kick in the old grapefruits for the people that worked at Visceral to see that they've just brought another studio.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking at it
I just
from a business perspective, though, instead of owning a piece of the pie, they now own the whole thing. Whether it does stay under the Respawn name or what, now, from a business side of it, it's a good move.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I think what they've done is because Respawn was under the EA mantle, I think that was only probably for a period of time, maybe so many Titanfall games, and then the Star Wars IP that they're currently developing. After that, maybe they could have gone their own way. And I wonder if EA have bought them to stop that from happening. Respawn being the
Yeah.
studio that they are, it's very similar to what's the name of that other studio? They did Forza Horizon Playground.
Yeah.
They had a limited time deal with Microsoft where they do Forza Horizon, and they're going to continue to do Forza Horizon through Microsoft Studios. But I believe that they can actually go off and do their own things as well. So that
Okay.
it's a similar thing with this. I think EA have bought Respawn to stop other people from buying them, basically. But it's a good move,
Yeah.
Bobby. You're right. It's a great business move, great business decision, and they've confirmed that Titanfall 3 is on its way, which
Yep.
is great. I think it's an underrated game, Titanfall 2, big time. Just the release window was terrible, but that's EA's fault, not Respawn's. Destiny 2's Xbox One X enhanced patch has been confirmed as coming on the 5th of December. Now, I don't know if you guys have read up much about this, but one thing I did notice from the official Bungie page was the details of the patch. So what it
Right.
says is that it's going to be available on the 5th of December in HDR and adaptive 4K resolution on PlayStation 4 Pro, but it's going to be HDR and 4K resolution on the Xbox One X.
Right.
Can you see why that's quite interesting?
I can. I would want them to elaborate a little bit on adaptive.
Well, adaptive is just another
So
term
would
for
cement.
dynamic.
Right. So
So the
I
resolution it basically adapts to what's going on screen. So if there's a busy environment on your screen with loads of enemies or loads of vehicles or loads of scenery, I suppose, with whatever's happening, the resolution will drop to allow the frame rate to be stable for that.
right.
Whereas on the Xbox One specs that they've given, they've not said it's adaptive, they've just said it's 4K resolution. So a lot of people were obviously, with it being a PlayStation marketed exclusive, everyone was little bit worried that they were just going to optimize it for the PS4 Pro and port it to the Xbox One X. But this on their website would suggest that's not the case, that they've optimized it and they've basically adjusted it depending on the hardware that it's being used on. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes going forward, because another one is Call of Duty World War II.
Hmm.
Digital Foundry did a comparison on that, and the resolution hit is higher on Xbox One X than it is on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and that is another game that is exclusively marketed through Sony,
Yeah.
a third party.
You know what
I
that
suppose,
means?
but the exclusive
Means it sucks
marketing
to
is
be a PlayStation 4 Pro.
completely different to an exclusive game or. I mean, the parity thing goes out the window, doesn't it? If it's just exclusive marketing rights, they can't hold any parity clause on it.
Well, this is it. People thought that they might be able to, especially with Destiny. I mean, Destiny is huge. I believe sort of 2/3 of its player base is on the PlayStation format,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were concerned that they were going to adjust Destiny 2 to coincide with the Pro on the X, even though the X was capable of more.
Hmm.
So this is interesting, but Call of Duty is the same. You know, a lot of people thought that Sledgehammer Games would optimize it for the PS4 Pro and then port it to the X, and,
Yeah,
and the
and
X
it's
would
not.
almost be restricted
Hmm.
by the Pro, but it's not. It's actually it's slightly better. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Destiny patch is coming. It's been a long time coming. It's probably the only one we've been waiting for an announcement on, really, and players have been getting a bit impatient. But it's on its way, 5th of December, so mark that in your calendars. PUBG has been announced as coming out on the 12th of
12th.
December
Yep.
on digital through Game Preview. 12th. I did say the 12th of December, didn't
You
I?
did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I did. That's all right then. Oh, I'm all over the place today. Yeah, 12th of December, digital through Game Preview. And it's also getting an interesting retail boxed release, but with no
I've had a
disc.
little, yeah,
There's a code in the
it's a
box.
code in the box, so you're going to get a nice little box to put on display, but no disc, yeah.
How good
What do
would
you
you
make
be
of
if
that,
you
then?
didn't know that? and
I
you
do,
bought
it states it
and
on the
then
box.
realised
I've
once
seen
you
the
got home?
box art, it does say it, and I believe that if you're in the shop selling it, you probably would have to point it out. I don't know how those sort of rules work.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
It is just, as you say, Ross, it's a box to have on display.
Mhm.
It's almost an alternative to the cards that you'll go into a retailer. You'll see the cards on the shelf arms that you just pull off,
Yeah.
take to the till. It's an alternative one of those, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really, that's all. But it's getting a lot of hype, PUBG, isn't it? At the moment, it's gonna be the game, I think, over Christmas that everyone's going to be jumping on.
Oh
by
yeah,
the sounds of it.
definitely.
An interesting bit of news that came earlier on towards the beginning of November. There's a petition online at the moment. I believe Crap Gamer's got the petition, Russ. Is that right, for Sunset Overdrive 2?
Yeah, I believe so. I had a
That
quick look at it a few weeks back. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what's happened with this is Insomniac CEO Ted Price has come out and said that they're open to making a sequel to Sunset Overdrive, but basically needs a publisher for it, needs an investor for it. And a bit like IO, why aren't Microsoft all over this?
It's because the first one
Sunset
didn't
Overdrive was
do
a
very
great
well.
game.
It was proper underrated, wasn't it? If definition of underrated is in the dictionary, Sunset Overdrive is the game next to that definition. It's really
Yeah,
good. Good
Definitely,
little
yeah.
title.
It was a really good game. It was fantastic, but unfortunately, it kind of went down like a lead balloon, didn't it?
But whose fault's that? That's not Insomniac's fault. That's Microsoft's fault.
Yeah.
Don't you think? If they
Probably
didn't
a bit of
advertise it right.
marketing was done wrong or something, yeah. Yeah, the game's definitely. I mean, there's a lot of
And I
people
don't think
behind
the-
it. Those that have played it are definitely behind it getting a sequel, and even the original getting its X enhancements. I don't know if that's still planned or not planned or what.
It's up in the air. It was a rumor a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, if I'm honest. It would be
Probably
nice.
won't for the way it went.
Yeah, I just think this could be an opportunity for Microsoft to sort of, right their wrongs with the first game and invest in the second one, but do it right this time.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil Spencer's recently come out about exclusives, and he's given some positivity over it, actually, and a lot of people have been talking about it on the internet. He's spoken about the next thing now the X is released, is investment in exclusives in studios and everything. So, their eye is definitely on the ball of exclusives. So no one can say that Team Xbox aren't, doing anything about this. They are, and by the sounds of it, they're already doing it. They've been doing it for a while, but Phil Spencer hasn't said anything yet, because obviously we had the launch of the X,
Yeah.
at E3 and everything this year. He's obviously wanted to get that sort of done and dusted before he moves forward with this. But he's promised exclusives, he's promised exclusive studios, and that they're working on it. So that's positive. But I think Insomniac doing Sunset Overdrive 2 should be a push for them to give them some money, or at least fund it and right the wrongs of the first with the marketing and everything.
Yeah.
Because it would sell if they did it right. The first one's brilliant.
You know what they could do there, though, don't you? I mean, Sunset Overdrive's been out a while now. They could make that game probably one of the next games with gold games. Get a lot more people interested in it.
It's already been on.
Has it been on? Okay, that's again.
Been on. Yeah.
I missed the marketing for that one.
I never noticed it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, more people
I
just
think it
need
was
to
this
be
year,
more
actually.
aware of it. I think then because the game just proper went under the radar.
Mm.
Really did. How long has it been
Yeah.
out now? It's been a good 3-4
And
years, hasn't it?
3, I think.
3.
3
It's got to be
years.
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
It
long has
came
the
out
one been
roughly
out?
12
It's only
months
been out for
after.
3, isn't it?
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
4 years this month, actually. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if nobody picked up Sunset Overdrive on Games with Gold when it came on, it's relatively cheap on disc somewhere. I think it goes for average about £7 to £9 on disc. If you haven't played it, play it. It's really, really good. And highly, like you said, Russ, highly underrated title, massively underrated. It's just real good fun. So this is obviously we're coming up to Christmas, coming up to the end of the year. I just wanted to go through you two with your game of the year. What's on your radar this year? Obviously, Russ, anything from Codemasters. Bobby's going to say Rocket League.
No, I'm not. I've actually got Super Lucky's Tales on my list.
Is it?
On the list. It doesn't mean it's going to be the game of the year that I pick. Rocket League
What
would be
else
on
is
there
on
if
your
it could
list?
be, but it can't. I heard that your pick is Red Dead Redemption 2 and it isn't even out yet.
Yes, it is.
No, boys, come on, stop with the fanboy wars. Studio fanboy wars.
Shut up, Cadmasters.
I've got a.
Come on, Bobby.
put-
What's on your radar? What's on your list? Go on then, Russ.
I'm
you
gonna
go.
put-
You go.
Let Russ go. Let Russ go.
Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein, and just those two, just for recent memory, are definitely up there. Just again because of the decent single player stories, we need more single player story games. All this crap about them being on the way out. Those two games already this year, if nothing else, have proven that single player games are still there and the hearts for pumping, as long as the story's right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
my pick
yeah,
in
yeah.
recent memories, those two. There's ones from earlier in the year, but yeah, those two for recent memory.
I believe we're going to have our official list on the podcast for December, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thimbleweed Park.
That's
I
on
just-
my list as a contender.
I couldn't think. I couldn't think of the name. I knew it was Thimble, but I forgot that it was Thimbleweed, and I was sitting there racking my brains, thinking, "What is it?" Thimbleweed Park is a definite. I need to actually pick that up and play it again because it's fantastic. And with all the reviews on and stuff, it kind of got chucked at the back of the pack. Halo Wars 2 is another one. Call of Duty World War 2. I'm playing it at the minute. That's why I'm mentioning it. But we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. I'm hoping that we're obviously going to pick different categories for Game of the Years because obviously there's indie games and then there's AAA releases and stuff. So I don't want any of the underdogs to kind of miss the spotlight.
hmm
Yeah, I think we'll have. I mean, last year we had the overall game of the year, which was Forza Horizon 3, didn't we? And I think this year maybe we could do categories, broaden it a little bit, and see what we can come up with.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody said.
I need to
Cuphead.
check Evil Within 2 out, actually.
Well,
Cuphead's going to be a contender. I think it's a good game.
definitely
Is
will
it
be
game
a
of the year
contender,
material?
yeah.
I'm not sure if it's game of the year material. It's great, but I'm not sure if it's game of the year material. I'm sure Cole, who reviewed it, would argue that because I think that's probably her game of the year. But
Yeah,
Wolfenstein 2 definitely for me is on my list. That game's awesome. I mentioned it earlier on. Shadow of War is just fantastic. Again, I'll give that probably. I think it's the joint high score on the website I've given a game. Loot boxes were not intrusive. I didn't think anyway. A lot of people have said they are. A lot of people have said they haven't. I didn't think they were. Thoroughly enjoyed that game. It's a game that I will return to and carry on playing even after the campaign. It's great. And again, another example of single player games, shining again this year.
yeah.
Thimbleweed Park is definitely on there. without a doubt. And I think Sonic Mania as well. Really enjoyed Sonic Mania, really did. So there's a few things there on the list. Um, Bobby, there was another one that you mentioned that you really enjoyed this year, and I can't think of what it is.
To be honest, I've had my list in my head the full time we've been sitting talking, and as soon as you said, Bobby, what's on your list? My mind just went blank. And I can't for the life of us remember what they were. So I'm gonna have to go and remember what they were and write them down. Um,
Bobby fails, ladies and
yeah, there
gentlemen.
definitely was something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bobby failed.
He's
There
there now,
definitely
writing
was
his
at least
list in
another
crayon.
three.
He's got his
Yeah.
crayons out, he's picking his colours, and he's
Hold on, what do you mean
Thimbleweed.
picking me colour? What do you mean picking? You know for a fine fact I would only pick up the orange crayon. You know it.
Thimbleweed, but you spell weed with W-E-A-D.
I did. Do you know what? Actually, I nearly said Uncanny Valley instead of Thimbleweed, and I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't know
dear
where
me.
Uncanny Valley came
You
from.
reviewed Uncanny Valley,
I'm
didn't you,
confused
Dave?
in the
Oh.
game names.
I refute Uncanny Valley. Oh,
Worlds apart, them two,
oh.
aren't they?
I tell you what, I was
Well,
just,
I heard
yeah.
that the fight is going to come between Uncanny Valley and Rock Zombie.
You can't, because Rock Zombie's like 2-3 years old.
It can still work, man. I mean, Dave's picked Red Dead Redemption 2 and it isn't even out yet.
I haven't picked Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 I haven't picked. So LA Noire might be on there, but you know, it's technically out again this year, but I haven't played it yet. So, but Uncanny Valley and Deformers are probably there for the worst games I've played this year.
hmm
We're going to do a
Deformers
worst
was
game.
dreadful.
No,
We do
I
a
think
worst
we
game
should.
category. I think we should. Because I'll just pick anything by Codemasters to wind Russ up and not take it seriously. So I think we should pick. I think we should pick a worst game.
Dirt 4, worst game of the year.
Don't, because he'll kick off. He'll kick off. You know he will.
pair of prats.
No, there's been a load. There's been there's been a load of good
I
games
just want to
this
say
year,
that
and go on, Bob.
Sorry, I just want to say that I do actually like Codemaster games in case anyone's listening in. I'm just winding
Yes,
myself.
so do I. Yep, so do I. And Dirt 4 was very well reviewed by Russ. But yeah, there's been a lot of good games this year. Earlier on in the year, probably ones that we've forgotten about, in all fairness. And Dirt 4 is one of them, Russ, in all seriousness. It's a really, really good game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably the best Dirt game in a while, going by your review. So
Yep.
there's been so many. I mean, Wildlands earlier on this year.
Oh yeah, Wildlands. We enjoyed
Yeah,
playing
Wild,
thoroughly
Jesus,
enjoyed.
Wildlands.
that. hmm
Thoroughly enjoyed Wildlands, big time. But we've had a lot of good indie games as well. NBA Playgrounds, I loved. Sonic Mania, Thimbleweed Park. You know, Ink. I mean, Ink was a bit of a came out of nowhere, really. Ink. It sort of didn't it? It was just like a bit of a stealth release, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
You enjoyed it,
Loved
yeah.
it.
You weren't looking forward to it though, was you? Originally, you was like, "Oh, do I have to review this?"
No, but when I got it, I was pleasantly surprised, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's not the longest of games, but it's very, very clever. Very
Yeah.
clever. Okay, so Bobby, the rest of November's releases, what are standing out for you? Because obviously there's been a few come out already, but what's coming?
I'm really looking forward to LA Noire. Like
And
really,
I am.
really looking forward to it. I loved it the first time round, and I can't wait to have another go of it. I feel like this time I'm going to take my time with it and appreciate it because I didn't in the 360 days. We've also got Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Star
wait for that.
Wars Battlefront 2, and Sims 4. All three of those games are going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing Sims 4 on the Xbox One. I've never really been a massive Sims fan. Like most people have probably checked out a Sims game in the time, but I would really like to see how it does on the Xbox One. I've never been a fan of the Star Wars Battlefront, the original game. I never really played it much. I would like to check this one out and give it some time. And as with Lego games, I love Lego games and I love Marvel, so Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 should hopefully be great. I don't know what you guys think of them all, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the month.
Did you know that LA Noire is Rockstar? Did you know that?
No, Dave, you've never mentioned that Eleanor is Rockstar. You've never ever told me. In fact,
But
Dave, you've never mentioned Rockstar on any of these podcasts.
Have I not? Okay.
Not once, mate. Not once.
Jesus.
Well, they've got this massive cowboy game coming out next year called Red Dead Redemption 2. If you don't know about it, it looks really good.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to if you're on
but
about
no,
games for next year. That would be that Monster Hunter World.
Dirt 5.
Or Dirt 5 as well.
Yeah, Monster Hunter. I've never been a huge fan of the Monster Hunter series, but I can appreciate why people like them. And the new one does look actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hello Neighbour as well.
Russ, have you
This
heard
next
anything?
month. Just what I
Hello
remember.
Neighbour.
Hello
Yes.
It's
Neighbour,
December, yeah.
Yep.
Yes. That looks
That
interesting.
could possibly be a game of the year as well, depending how it's done. That could be one of my picks for game of the year. The
Yes.
indie game of the year.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
It really should be
Looks really,
called
really good, that does.
Bobby Fails Simulator. He likes peeking through his neighbour's windows.
Mm.
I live in an upstairs flat as well, so what does that say about us?
That you've got a big pair of binoculars.
Yeah.
and a telescope. And a telescope.
But no, I agree with you. Bob L.A. Noir is. I'm going to take my time with it this time because I didn't fully appreciate it last time. I don't think. So, and Lego Marvel Superheroes. The first one was ace, so that's going to be great. Star Wars Battlefront. I enjoyed the first game, but it was very, very hollow. There's a campaign in this one, but then there's the whole microtransactions thing, which EA have addressed apparently, but I don't think they've addressed it enough. It's still pay to win as far as I'm concerned. I don't agree with it, so I probably won't get that. I was going to, but I'm not going to now because of that. The stubborn side of me is coming out here. Russ, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
Hunter Call of the Wild, I know you reviewed that game, you really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Have you heard anything about an X patch coming for it?
I believe they're working on fixes. I know there was mention of a patch as well. I'm sure the developer actually said something on Twitter. It's something they're looking at, but they want to fix the issues with it first. There's a few multiplayer issues that they want to get worked out beforehand, if I remember right.
Is this the Invisible Players?
Yeah. What else? There's just a couple of other little glitches, just small stuff, nothing that really breaks the game. I mean, invisible players in an online game where you're just playing together, not against each other, is not a big deal in my opinion. But yeah, I know they mentioned there's something about getting an X patch. I'm pretty sure it was a case of fix the game first, patch it later for the X, and it'll look amazing. That game will look absolutely fantastic when they do that.
Yeah. It's Avalanche, isn't it? The developer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it's a good-looking game anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Bobby, I know I've got a review coming up for the X, but I wanted your brief impressions of it from the time you've spent with it so far. What do you make of it?
I haven't managed to have it on full 4K mode all of the time. I use some extra hardware to do videos and things, and when it's plugged into that, unfortunately, it won't run in 4K. Well, it just won't. It doesn't pick up my television because it gets the first signal from the capture card. But when I have had it on 4K, I've thought that it was absolutely fantastic. I like how quiet it is. There was one point where I was sitting here chatting to Russ, and I just started playing around on my PC, and I honest to God thought it had turned off because I literally couldn't hear it.
Yeah, it's
amazing
whisper
bit of
quiet,
kit.
man.
Yeah, amazing bit of kit, extremely quiet, and I'm looking forward to checking out more games that have been optimized for it to see how well it goes, because I've literally just checked out Call of Duty World War II so far. I did notice, I know that the patch isn't out for Rocket League yet, but and maybe this is just a placebo effect, but when I first loaded it up, it looked so much better than what it did on my Xbox One S. It could have just been the placebo effect, but I was explaining it to Russ that it looked absolutely fantastic.
It's probably the dynamic resolution because, as we've said before from reports, the Scorpio chip, it optimizes everything. So if you've got something that's a dynamic resolution that drops and heightens whatever's going on, to give you an example of that, one of them was The Witcher 3, for example. Before the X patch comes out for The Witcher 3, that was famously a dynamic resolution aiming for 1080p, but it was a consistent sort of 850p kind of scale. The Witcher 3 immediately
Right.
went optimized to 1080p automatically. So it could be the same for Rocket League, in all fairness.
Yeah.
That's probably what
Hopefully
you're
it's
seeing.
not just a placebo effect, and that's what I've noticed. But yeah, absolutely loving it so far, mate. I'm really looking forward to your review, to see what your real thoughts are on it.
Yeah, well, like I say, I've been trying to get through as many enhanced games as possible. I went out and bought Rise of the Tomb Raider, just for the review. Really, I've played the game before, but I went out and bought it just as part of the console review. Forza
Yeah.
7 as well. I got simply for the review, just so I could speak about it. But other titles that I already had, obviously Shadow of War was one that looks, spectacular.
Yep.
And Assassin's Creed Origins I got as well for the purpose of the review and everything. I know, Russ, you're reviewing that game itself, aren't you? I believe.
Yeah, Origins. Yeah, in the middle of writing it as we speak.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about Origins, but from a console point of view on the X more than anything. So yeah, my review is coming soon. It might, like as I say, it might already be up by the time this podcast goes live, but keep your eyes out on the website for that. So, Russ, do you want to give everybody the website details so they can keep track of all our upcoming reviews and reports on the X and everything?
Yeah, so you want to head over to xboxgamerreviews.com. As Dave just said, you'll find all our reviews, latest news, previews, and even giveaways on there. So make sure you go and check it out.
Don't forget to stay in touch with us on social media. We have Twitter, which is at Xbox_GR. On Facebook, we are facebook.com/Xbox Gamer Reviews. We also have a YouTube channel, which is Xbox Gamer Reviews.com. And we are on Twitch and Beam, and I believe the Twitch address is Xbox_Gamer_Reviews. And I've said Beam and I meant Mixer, which is just /Xbox Gamer Reviews.
I think a lot of people still say Beam, don't they, instead of Mixer?
Still actually on the footer of my email, on my signature of my email, the link to Beam will take you to the Mixer, but it's still there. It's habit.
It is happy because it launched as Beam, didn't it? And then all of a sudden changed with no notice, really. Excellent. So yeah, next month we'll be going through our main Game of the Year nominations and results of what we've decided on and everything. And enjoy the rest of the month, and we'll catch you next time. See you later.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.